say that I really didn't talk enough probably about some of these sows in the front of the catalog. Our good buddy Ben Cooley walked in and he's sitting in the back, really inconspicuous there with his hat turned backwards because he's off the clock here tonight. Ben, there's a really neat page in here about Ben, and I do want to give a big shout out to Ben because Ben has been one of the best buyers in our Built the Brand sales. He showed up for 3 years in a row now with a very serious look. Don't let that backwards hat fool you. He bought in 19, he bought half interest in lot 1 that year, and that verbatim Roxy sow and the daughters that he kept have been responsible for a huge part of their success story the last few years. There's a gilt picture there that won San Antonio, and she was out of a daughter of that partnership that we had together in 20. He and the Fort girls bought one of those visionary sows that had the reserve at San Antonio. This past fall, they sold maxed out at Kings of the Hill out of her. And then in 21, he bought my favorite sow in the sale that year was Lot 2. She was the top seller. He hasn't shared many of those gilts. He let one go in a spring pig sale that we bought. He let one go in the showcase last fall, and I think that's maybe it. But the coolest part about this whole story, Jim, to me, is this part that's in bold right here. Collectively, his Built the Brand purchases are responsible for 36 females in his herd. And I don't know what better testimony there could be to a committed approach to this than that. Yep. Now, you could break this down and consider what those 3 females cost him. Or you could take the industry average right now and try to tell me what those 36 would cost him if you were going to buy all 36 of them on the open market. Yep. I think it'd be higher. Yeah. So I want folks to really think about the opportunity. We are, and I told this to somebody today, and I never know how public to be about this, but we are selling stuff that is meant to be successful for you. We are not selling things that we're done with. We're not selling things that weren't good enough for us. The fact that they're here and part of the sale means that they worked for us. That's been our committed approach to this sale, and that will stay our committed approach to this sale. And I think Ben's testimony and his success story here in this catalog really speaks volumes to that. Todd, you're holding the mic. Do you have something to say?
No, I mean, I guess, it all kind of wraps up itself, just in everything that Jesse said. And again, I reiterate, because I said that a little earlier. I mean, these things are put together, for a purpose and with a purpose. And as Heimer just kind of, alluded to, he's one of those guys, he takes a great deal of pride in customer success and, following you through. It's awesome to sit there and talk about Ben and what all that he's been able to do and what that they accomplished out there, with all those females. But, the truth is you could go story after story after story with a lot of people. And, Canal's standing out there in the middle, and I think Kyle would be one of the first to tell you that, a female or two he picked up out of here, where he would be at today without that. So, you gotta pick and choose, go through there. As Jesse said, a lot of these females, yes, they've got storylines, they've got predictability about them. He's told you what they're capable of doing and what they have done here. And a lot of times he wants you to take them home and be more successful with them than what he has. And so many of you can be by taking them and breeding them to your genetics or outside genetics or utilizing some boars. The one thing that you got to keep in mind is the reason that the predictability is so much here and so many of them look alike is because they more so blanket breed so many to a fewer amount of boars. And when he gets a boar that he's going to use, they go through there and breed several sows that way. So sometimes when you take one of these females out, take them out there into your herd, you implement them and breed them the way that you want to, and infuse a little something different in there. That's where the success can create. So a great catalog, a great offering all the way through. Standpoint of the guys talked about the open gilts, the uniqueness there. Those bred gilts, those are ones for me in my mind. I'm going to tell you that you don't really need to overlook because there's great value there, and obviously there's sows up and down there. The most encouraging thing that I'll tell you is if you're interested in a female, feel free to call and talk to any of these guys that's involved with it and with the sale. you know, you're going to get shot straight on it in terms of what he thinks is going to happen, and you know what you can expect and get out of it. And you know, that's about as strong a message as you can say this day and time. And with so many people, you know, within a great industry, we got a great program right here. So probably tired of hearing me talk, but appreciate the fact getting to be here, get to be a part of this, and anxious to hear from you guys that may have questions.
With that, I'm just going to give you a couple of housekeeping items. So tomorrow's schedule, you can show up really anytime after 9. If you're listening to this, show up anytime after 9. We're going to start the live preview at 10. We will show every sow, every open gilt, every bred gilt. We'll show the boars again. So if you can join us tomorrow, you will see everything live out there on the grass. You'll have a front row seat for that. We will serve lunch around 12:30. We're going to try to start the sale at 3 o'clock, but I do want to let folks know, out of respect for the Moore family and Mr. Moore's funeral tomorrow in Oklahoma, we're going to give those folks a minute for that funeral to conclude before we get started. So there may be a potential delay for our start time tomorrow, and I'm going to post that on Facebook. But Mr. Moore was a dear friend. He was somebody that I really, really enjoyed spending time with, and I know we're missing some folks tonight and tomorrow because they're attending that service, and rightfully so. So we may delay the sales start tomorrow. We hope to start at 3 o'clock, but it may be closer to 3:30 depending on how that goes. That's tomorrow's schedule. We'll have plenty to drink, plenty to eat. We hope you can join us for that. As for tonight, we've still got food. We've got plenty to drink. My buddy Adam Sanders is here from Nashville. He brought along another buddy, Jordan Walker, and his dad are both here. They're Texans, show pig folk. We're always excited when we can mix music and pigs, and excited to have both of them here tonight to entertain you a little bit. So we're going to have some fun the rest of the night. We're going to sign off from Facebook here. Blake, if you want to conclude